as we are in the final match of the Neo Egos League between the two undefeated teams, being Bastard Munich and PXG. Oh, and FC Barca and Manshine City, of course. The topic of the U-20 World Cup becomes more and more talked about. So I decided to ask you guys in my community tab, what are some theories you guys have for this upcoming arc, as it is going to be a big one to talk about and see if in the distant future, if your theories end up becoming true or not. Hey guys, DarkheroJosh here, and today we're going to be talking about some U-20 World Cup theories you cooked up for me to read today. A reminder, if you do want to be involved in inclusive videos like these, make sure you join up the Discord, follow the socials, and of course subscribe to the channel if you are new, so you guys obviously don't miss out on another one. But without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Okay, so the first theory we got here is the Kira theory. This theory became very popular, as I see in my, community tab. But I feel like ever since the wild card and Kurigami coming back, this theory became more and more popularized, being that it seemed like the author is gonna bring more important characters back that have been eliminated in the past. Now, I do think that we are going to see Kira, but I really do not believe in the theory that he is going to be coming back. I feel like especially for the first episode, Kira was a really big example of showing that even though you can be as greatly skilled as you are, it doesn't matter if you don't have the ego and the drive and really just the mentality that he is looking for in Blue Lock. And even though he was invited to the program and he still wanted to check it out, he did not fuck with Ego's ideal of ego. So a lot of you guys think that he's going to switch teams in the U-20 World Cup and compete against Japan. As crazy as that theory sounds, and as much as I fuck with it, I really don't think it has a big chance of happening. But obviously with this author, you kinda never know when you see these big twists like this. So honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if I saw him on the American team or something, and he has this vengeful hate for Isagi and everything that he stands for. Next one we got here says, if PXG loses, I feel like Rin will be the first to score an amazing goal in the World Cup with a new shot, attempting to show his worth over Isagi as the #1 striker, forcing another evolution. Now, this theory is pretty cool, but I feel like with the World Cup, they're gonna try to take things a bit slower, from Blue Lock's normal pace as they start to build it up further down the line. But I do not think Rin will be the first person to score the first goal for Japan in the World Cup. I feel like they'll leave that to a player with lesser importance, but just to build Rin's character up for, the later parts of the World Cup. Now, this is another very popular idea for the U-20 World Cup, a new Gen 11 goalkeeper. Now, this comment says, new Gen World 11 goalkeeper, the best keeper we'll see in the series from that point. The only good keeper we've seen right now is Gagamaru, so I'm hoping that we get to see other impressive goalkeepers, and that one of them could be a new Gen 11. Now, I definitely do fuck with this idea, even though we've already seen what a new Gen striker, midfielder, and defender can do. Adding a new Gen 11 goalkeeper would be very interesting, kind of add a little difference into the story. Now, I do feel like, for that goalkeeper to have his moments and all, the Blue Lockers would have to be able to get into his halves more, meaning that I feel like most of that team, whatever team that keeper is part of, is going to be a little fodder compared to the Blue Lockers, to allow the goalkeeper to shine. I do believe at least there'll be one player on that team who will not rival the goalkeeper, but kind of have that dual dynamic on that team, so the goalkeeper isn't the only one putting in that work. But yeah, I definitely think that this idea is valid. Now, for the countries that he'll be in, honestly, I don't know, but I'm hoping to see that type of player in the beginning of the World Cup rather than later. Now, the next theory that we got here is Isagi and the rest of the Blue Lockers will go up against a team full of Metavision users or Predator Eye users. Now, honestly, I'm kind of iffy on this idea. I do think that it'll be very likely that Japan will go up against a country with multiple Metavision users, but I highly doubt that every single player on that team will have Predator Eye or Metavision. But I definitely think like 3-4 players max could have Metavision on the same team. But obviously, I could be wrong. The next one is, the only way I think Isagi can shine in the U-20 World Cup is by making a certain position his own. For example, center forward or second striker or cam, because there's no way he can outdo Baro and Rin as a striker as a winger. Now, I do believe in this. I personally don't think that Isagi will be able to start as the striker of the team, mainly because his abilities are way better in the midfield, like offensive midfielder, like he's been playing since the U-20 match. Now, this doesn't mean he won't be able to score goals. Of course, we've already seen him score a few being a midfielder, but again, I really just don't think he'll be selected for that top striker choice, or at least for the majority of the U-20. Now, another big idea is injuries for the World Cup, and specifically someone being greatly injured. A lot of people think it's going to be Chigiri, being that he literally has a ticking time bomb that he stands on, or even something happening with Yuki Miya during the World Cup, being that he has his optic neuropathy and whatnot. Now, although I don't think anything crazy is gonna happen to Yuki Miya, but I honestly do think Chigiri's time is going to be up in the World Cup. I do think that at the beginning he's gonna have, you know, his moments of shine here and there in every match, but I do feel like his legs are going to give up. Hopefully nothing life-threatening, of course, but it's gonna put him out of commission for probably the entire World Cup. Now, this one is one of my personal favorites, but we've got a Shido backstory. We haven't really tackled into Shido's character apart from his speech about his philosophy of soccer back when he hit that Big Bang drive. But as a Shido fan, seeing his backstory will definitely put a smile on my face as well as, you know, other Shido fans' faces. I can definitely see a situation where Shido is being man-marked like crazy by a player that rejects his whole philosophy of soccer, ultimately causing him to go through another awakening and scoring on that person that's man-marking him, ultimately proving his soccer philosophy to the world once again. Okay, another one we got here is Augie/Charles level players to torment Rin and make him suffer. In general, I think we will get to see more of Rin's kinesthetic intelligence on display against OP U-20s. Now, I do kind of like this idea, you know, a bunch of players tormenting Rin, or maybe even Isagi, depending on who comes up as the #1 in the NEL, being that it's being broadcasted to the entire world. So yeah, I can definitely see a situation where a bunch of players from different countries coming in playing against Japan and just hard focusing on players like Isagi or Rin or even like Shido or Baro, just big important players that they saw in the league on Blue Lock TV. Another one we have is Japan will lose the U-20 arc against either France, Loki and Charles, or Germany, Kaiser and Ness. They will beat Spain, Sai and Luna. Now, I do agree with the first two. I feel like if Japan were to lose in the U-20 World Cup, it would either be France or Germany. I'm leaning more into France, being that Loki's already the star that he is, but it would definitely give a big build up to the future U-20 World Cup arc if they decide to do that. I do see them beating Spain, but I'm pretty sure Luna is over the age of 20, being that he's ineligible to compete, and I'm pretty sure Sai will compete for Japan. I feel like Sai is definitely in a room somewhere watching the Blue Lock TV and everything and seeing how good Japan is really performing, making him play with Japan in the World Cup. Speaking of Luna, we have another idea saying that Luna will be the final hurdle for Isagi. Now, I'm not gonna lie, ever since the game with the World 5, I've always seen Luna as more as Rin's opponent that he's going to deal with, being that Luna is connected to Sai, being that they're teammates. And the common belief that Luna was the one that made Itochi Sai switch from striker to midfielder, even though with no proof, I still do believe that Rin is gonna do something about Luna himself. I mean, he has to get his get back from what Luna did to him. Isagi's final hurdle is probably going to be someone like Noel Noah, you know, in a future World Cup, or even someone like Loki. I can definitely see a situation where Loki ends up surpassing Noah, becoming the new world #1 striker, and then Isagi comes for that throne. Now, I think this comment is going to be the last one I add to this video, and, you know, it's a pretty lengthy one, so let's see what he has to talk about. First things first, I think Sai will play for Japan. I cannot fathom how the author will miss out on the Itoshi brother chemical reaction. With that being said, finals, Japan versus Germany. First half, Japan 2-0. Rin will score with an assist from Sai. Second half, 60 minutes in, Kaiser scores a goal. 5 minutes later, Kaiser scores another goal to equalize. Full time, 2-2. Extra time, Kaiser scores again, giving him a hat trick. Japan has difficulty breaking through Germany's defense and making a mistake, leading to a counterattack by Germany. Gagamaru makes an impossible last-minute save that would have caused Japan to lose, and Japan is on a counterattack with just a few seconds left. Isagi XI reflexive play happens with Isagi coming in clutch and equalizing it, taking it to penalties. Now this can go two ways. Ending one, Gagamaru saves Kaiser's penalty, which sort of demoralizes Germany. Alexis Ness misses his, and Japan wins with Kaiser getting the golden boot and Isagi getting the golden ball award. Or ending two, we know that IRL Japan is horrible at taking penalties, so Japan loses, Kaiser wins the golden boot, and Isagi wins the golden ball. Now, as valid as your theory may be, I kind of have a problem with it. First thing being is that I feel like for the last match in the World Cup, if Japan makes it to the finals, I think that they're gonna try to involve every player on the pitch. Definitely not just the main ones like Rin and Kaiser and Isagi and Sai. And I know that, you know, Rin, Kaiser, and Isagi already have this three-way battle going on in the NEL currently, but I definitely feel like the author is gonna take this into account, and he's gonna add every player in the finals, kind of like how in Kurokuro no Basket, how everyone was in the zone. I can definitely see the finals match with everyone being in flow. Another little problem that I had with this theory is also how he compared IRL Japan players taking pens. Now, another thing I have with this theory is the second ending and how you said that IRL Japan is horrible at taking penalties. Now, as true as that may be, I don't think that using that basis has any effect on the Blue Lockers. In fact, they have players like Rin and Baro who are great at taking shots and have the highest shooting in Blue Lock. So I just don't think that making that comparison is going to have a crazy effect on, you know, how the Blue Lockers are going to perform and how it's going to change the tides of the finals. Now, that's all I've got for you guys today. I know I couldn't answer all of these theories in this video, but I think I went through quite a few. Now, like I said in the beginning of this video, if you want to be in more of these inclusive videos like this, then please make sure to hit the like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and comment down below some theories that you have for the upcoming U-20 World Cup. Reminder, as always, go follow the Twitter, go follow the Instagram, and go join the Discord. Almost at 100 members, so hey, make my day, make your day, never miss an upload again, and join the Discord. But without further ado, I hope you guys do have a great day, and see ya.